It's been a softball celebration for the last 2 weeks here in sunny California. On the field and off, teams from around the country have showed up to enjoy a wonderful week. We have the best in girls softball. It's the one and only PGF, and it takes center stage here in beautiful Irvine. Get ready for some serious high-level softball. The 14U Premier Championship starts now. Welcome to Bill Barber Park in Irvine. Premier Girls Fastpitch presents the 14U Premier National Championship game, a California-Texas matchup, the Orange County Batbusters and the Dirt Divas. And welcome to our broadcast location with former UCLA All-American and National Champion Amanda Freed. I'm Brett Dolan. So great to have you with us today. Amanda, the Dirt Divas go 5-0. They race to the championship game. The Batbusters 10-1 had to earn their way here yesterday.
Well, it's rest versus reps. I mean, it's because of where the Batbusters lost in the tournament that they had to play 10 games or win 10 games, but 5 of those were won yesterday. They had to defeat the Choppers twice to get to today. They've had a lot of reps underneath their belt, but they're rested now, and it's down to 1 game.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Batbusters. Jennings, Delgado, and Brito, the top 3. Then it's Puny, Smith, and Marin, followed by Mitchell, Koutsanopoulos, and Cazares rounding out the 9. And on the in the circle for the Dirt Divas will be Casey West. You see her numbers so far in this tournament.
Well, Casey West is a big reason why this Dirt Diva team has gone undefeated. 9 strikeouts in her 2 wins, only giving up 8 hits, 3 earned runs. She's got a screwball that's her go-to pitch, but she'll go just about anywhere. She's got a good changeup, inside, outside. She'll go up. So this is a good mix of locations.
Here's your defense as well. Cortez, Chandler, and Davis in the outfield. It's Bird, Earls, Hagler, and Dutton around the diamond. And Colosso's catching Casey West. The 14U Premier Championship Contest here in Irvine. A beautiful day for softball and 2 teams that are anxious to compete to win it all. And again, this Batbusters team had to go through the SoCal Choppers 2-1 and 6-1 yesterday to complete their 5 straight wins to get to this point. And they'll have a chance to score first. They're at the top of the first against the team near the Houston area out of Dayton and Liberty in Texas. The 5-0 Dirt Divas. So West ready to put that mask on and get this one underway. And Tiari Jennings will lead off the shortstop. And this is where you start talking about some of the real talent on display, not only this week, but potentially for years to come. 17 for 38 is Jennings. The Oklahoma commit has put on a show with the bat and with the glove, and she's ready to lead off. And take strike 1, and we're underway. You see your numbers. Throw in 11 RBIs, Amanda, for good measure.
They're coming through in the clutch, not just getting the base hits, but getting them when they count.
She's a St. Mary's high school product. And a foul wide at third base from Jennings.
And West, so far, hitting that inside corner 3 consecutive times. Keeping it a little bit low and then bringing that one just a little bit up closer to the letters. And that's the one that Jennings bites at.
Good look at Casey West. You won't miss those neon green socks. And the pitch to Jennings way high. Dirt Divas had to beat Indiana Magic to advance.
Hey, let's go, baby! Let's go! Here we go,
And the count is going full to Jennings to start this one off. Jennings is an athlete. Made some outstanding plays at short yesterday, facing Casey West out of Liberty High School, the daughter of Bobby and Jean. says her screwball is her best pitch. What will she throw? 3 and 2. Runs one over the inside corner for strike 3 called. And the Baylor commit, Casey West, gets the strikeout to start the game.
And she was locating on that inside corner, but then went out a couple before coming back in, paints that inside part of the plate and catches Jennings looking for strike 3. Now, Casey West, just 2021, so she's only going into her freshman year of high school coming up this fall.
Here's Hanna Delgado, the second baseman. She's hit a couple of home runs over the course of this week. 13 hits for Delgado, and she's had 32 at bats. So another one at the top of the lineup with all kinds of reps. And a couple of strikes pumped in by West.
We have an illegal pitch called. The first base umpire coming over, giving the motion, and then having a little conversation with Casey West in the circle.
Changes the count.
Yeah, we'll try and get a little more information on where that illegal part of the pitch came from.
Soft roller towards Hagler. She will scoop and throw out Hanna Delgado for out number 2. Casey West, a volleyball player, a softball, basketball, and track. She's committed to Baylor to play softball. What a gorgeous day in Irvine. Temperatures in the upper 70s, light breeze blowing in off the ocean. DeAnna Manning Stadium. Game 3 of 4 national championship contest. Elisa Brito, the right fielder, takes one high for a ball. Brito, another one of the sluggers with a couple of home runs.
And coach says she's got some surprising pop for a smaller player.
Batting 3-hole and taking one right at the belt for a called strike. West will deliver one a little bit up in the zone. 2-1 to Brito. She's had 34 at-bats this week at a Pacifica high school. She's committed to the University of Oregon. So we have a lot of commits, a lot of talented young ladies in this championship game here at PGF. That liner is fair. Hit the lip and kicked up in the air, and maybe we'll keep Brito to a long single instead of a double. Ball hit the lip of the grass, and it took some of the steam out of it. It was hit hard by Brito for the game's first.
Brito had an aggressive swing, but look at this ball. Gets her in tight on her hands, but because she's swinging with such force, she's able to muscle it into left field and get some pop on it.
Here's Anna Puny, the third baseman. She was part of a PGF win in 2015, being a national champ. Going off to the University of Oklahoma. You see her numbers this week, and I know there's no home runs, but she has 11 hits. She bats in the cleanup spot for the Batbusters. West will miss off the corner.
There's a look at that screwball again, and Casey West throws the ball pretty well. She's, you know, about mid to low 60s, which has some good pop on it. So when you bring that screwball in, you really got to be quick with your hands.
She's worked both corners of the zone so far. That ball smashed into left for a base hit from Puny. Couple of 2-out hard hit singles. And the Batbuster faithful, I mean, this is like a soccer crowd. Last night and yesterday afternoon, they were up cheering almost every single inning. And when you play 5 games, it takes a lot of energy, but they're being heard from early today.
It must have felt like the longest day for them, just waiting for this game to start.
Another hitter in Morgan Smith with big numbers this week. 8 runs batted in. Casey West got a couple of quick outs, but then 2 singles, and now contending with Morgan Smith out of St. Anthony's High School. By the way, for Morgan, her father, Kevin Smith, the tight end for the LA Raiders and the Packers. And there's a smash to left for a base hit. Brito's going to try to score. The throw's offline. The throw to third is not in time. The throw to second is in time. The third time was a charm, but a run scores for the Batbusters on a very busy, crazy play to end the inning. They tried at home. They tried at third, and they get the outs on Smith at second. It's 1-0.
No matter the age of the girls I train, you can always tell the ones that may go far. It's in their eyes. It's in their focus. They know it doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Growth will come. You can see when they own that. When they decide that getting better is more important than their fear of failing. That's when their game changes. That's when everything changes. That's when these girls become unstoppable.
A building is only as strong as the foundation it's built upon. That's why family-owned Morris Shea has been providing deep foundation and earth retention systems throughout the United States and the Caribbean since 1969. From heavy industrial projects to bridges, schools, sports stadiums, and government buildings, we have the technical expertise to handle even the most geologically and environmentally challenging sites. Because at Morris Shea, we know there's nothing more important than a strong foundation. Visit us at morrisshea.com to see how we can help support your next project.
Everyone has insecurities, and it really is about what you choose to do with them. Insecurities don't have to define you, but they can create a story for you. There's a positive way to be fulfilled through female athletics. If I could do one thing, it would just be to give someone the inspiration, be able to be more than they ever thought they could be.
The Batbusters get a run at the top of the first, and the Dirt Divas ready to come to the plate here in the bottom of the frame. And let's take a look at the lineup. It'll be Earls, Chandler, and West, the top 3. Then Davis, Bird, Colossos, Milliken, Dutton, and Hagler round out the starting 9. And they will be facing Ange DeVoe, 5-1 over the course of this tournament, and she came up huge yesterday.
Well, absolutely. It took this entire team for the Batbusters to get through yesterday. They had a string of tough games, won 5 straight, but DeVoe locates the ball really well, and she keeps her team in the game.
Casares, Smith, and Brito in the outfield. Puny, Tiari, Delgado, and Koutsanopoulos at first base, with Marin catching Ange DeVoe. All DeVoe has done is throw 31 2/3 innings so far in the course of this tourney and walked just 3. And there's Hannah Earls to lead off the shortstop. So the Batbusters a run on a crazy play to end the top of the first. And Earls will look at a strike. Four for 15 so far in this tournament. She's committed to the University of Texas out of Willis High School. The Dirt Divas bringing some of their energy as well in that dugout. Let's see how this top of the first ended on the base hit from Morgan Smith. The man of the Dirt Divas just kept trying to get it out someplace.
It was the third consecutive base hit. Brito scores a third not in time. Over to second. Barely gets her. A lot of catch around the field.
Indeed.
Hard to follow. The Hannah Earls trying to respond in the box, and she's got some incredible speed down to first base. So let's see if she can put that ball down in the dirt, and let's watch her run.
The count is going full to Earls, leading off the bottom of the first for the Dirt Divas. Part of a first-team All-State tournament, Willis High School. Here's the payoff. Ball 4, and now Earls with her good speed is aboard at first base. Quick meeting already before Bailey Chandler can step in. And a pitch in there for a strike to Chandler. Another Liberty High School product. DeVoe's next one hit softly to second. One play, that's first. Delgado will throw out Chandler. But Hannah Earls moves up to second base. There's one gone in the inning.
And even though Chandler missed that, hit it off the end of her bat, it actually does a good job of moving her base runner, her teammate Earls, over to second base.
Here's the pitcher, Casey West, also batting 3-hole. Base hit could get a run back and tie this game up. Casey, the daughter of Bobby and Jean. Named the most athletic player 2 years in a row at her high school in Liberty. For all the sports, volleyball, softball, basketball, and track. Drives one in the gap to right center. Run down by Smith. Earls will tag and go to third, but a nice running play in right center for out number 2.
A nice tracking of this ball that looks like it might have eyes out there, but Morgan Smith covers a lot of ground, plants, and then turns and throws. It actually might be Emily Casares out there in center field, but the tag by Earls, after she was off the base, goes back, touches, and takes off. She's got that speed we were talking about.
Jalen Davis, the batter. Davis led her district in home runs this year, so she's got some pop. Takes one down and out, 2-0. So the Batbusters got a run in the top of the first. 2 gone here in the bottom of the frame. Dirt Divas trying to respond. Good pitch. Debo gets the swing and the miss in the chase.
It's a good pitch to come up with in this kind of a situation. You see that runner at third, and you want more than anything to be the hero. Davis a little out front.
Just off that outside corner. No, called a strike. Fans started to hoot and holler, and then that right hand came up, and the count is 2-2.
I think I hear an audible, but then it takes it a little while for that hand to get up, so we've just got to be patient.
And away with a miss. by Davis to end the inning, and the Dirt Divas strand a runner at third base. After one inning, the Batbusters up 1-0. It's a 1-0 lead for the Orange County Batbusters over the Texas Dirt Divas. Back in the booth, Sue Enquist joins us here along with Amanda Freed. I don't need to introduce you two, do I?
I don't think so.
So, of course, the longtime coach at UCLA, 11 national championships, is that correct?
Yeah, that was some good pitching.
Oh, well, those are some good teams, and that's quite a mark to say the least. Tell us about PGF and what this means to these young girls coming up.
Well, I think if you're a young student athlete, this is the place to be. This is where you want to end up, playing on the last day for everything. Premier's done a great job of really bringing the best coaches, the best student athletes that have the talent, have that range in their physical abilities, and they're really growing the game. And the collegiate environment is really benefiting from the development that we're seeing here.
I got to believe as a head coach, it's thrilling when you come here and you see these young ladies that have played so many games. We've talked about how great students so many of these young ladies are and the experience they're getting over the course of these summers to prepare them for that next level.
There's no doubt, and the commitment, I think a lot of people don't realize the commitment that is required, the training they have. They've got speed coaches, they've got hitting coaches, pitching coaches, they've got academic tutors. There's just such a huge commitment by the total family to get it done.
And I know for you what's really important is making sure the families in this environment and this experience with the athletes are all taken care of, because there's so much going on. I mean, you talk about what's going on the field, but the surrounding, I know you like to call it riffraff, or, it's also very exciting, but the recruiting process and all the stresses that come along with that, how are you helping, or what do you see that's going in the right directions in terms of taking care of these families?
Well, what we've done is we've pulled together a consortium of coaches, Olympians, and our great influencers in the sport, and have built an online presence in onesoftball.com, so we serve the parent, player, and coach, so they have equal access to objective and accurate information.
Because there's a lot of information.
There's a lot of information, and there unfortunately is a lot of misinformation. So hopefully we can help kind of simplify the game for the parent and give them a roadmap to college for their student athlete and make it easier.
So, Sue, if a parent wasn't familiar with the website and what that provides, give us a layout of what that would involve and how that could help their young lady.
Well, most importantly, it's free. It's the best in the game are providing literally the criteria that you need to have when you become a parent of a performing child. What is the actual path to getting to college, both from an academic side and an athletic side? So we're going to try to organize the parent. The next thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to help educate the coaches. We know that coaches are many times just a dad that raised his hand, and now he's in charge of an entire team of young student athletes. So we want to help educate the coach. And then last, we want to inspire the player. We want to connect the great players like Amanda, connect our Olympians and our national team players with our youth through inspiration, education, and just giving them insight and access to what the game is going to be for them in the future.
Camille Marin, the batter, leading off the top of the second. Sue Enquist joining us up in the booth, part of this 14U Premier National Championship game. Talking about one softball and how so many of these young ladies, we've talked about their commitments and where many will be off to college, but for others it's still a work in progress. And I think, Sue, one of the key is we see a lot of these players. We know very talented players that we can identify that are on their way to college, but there are some that are late bloomers too. So sometimes that process works a little bit differently depending on the athlete.
Well, when you're in an age-based sport, there's actually a 6-year developmental gap. So you could have a 14-year-old that developmentally looks like a 17-year-old, or she could look like an 11-year-old. So there's a huge developmental gap, and you'll see some players that actually are going to peak later and end up being a great catch for college coaches. They're still looking for talent.
Marin down on strikes for the first out, going up against Casey West. That pitch tailed down and out.
So this age group particularly is taking a lot of heat for recruiting. I mean, they're in the thick of it right now. So what advice do you have, if you can give one or two pieces of advice to either the athlete on the field or the family in terms of the recruiting process for those that are looking around and feeling overwhelmed? What do you suggest?
Well, probably the first thing I want to say to the student athlete is take care of the game. Breathe, take care of the game. And it's your game. It's your opportunity to go out there and enjoy it. To the parents, no one knows your child better than you do. And every recruiting path is unique and customized to that family. But families need to get organized on their criteria. They have to know what's important for their family and navigate a path that is timely, that's on time, that they're not reactive, and that's accurate, making sure you're getting assessment about your student athlete from neutral sources, not just your own coach, because you want that child to have an opportunity across the country. So objective measurables are going to be extremely important in the future in our sport.
No doubt, as Mitchell is the batter with one gone, and she will send one foul down the left field line. So a player might come from a different part of the country, participate in this tournament, have a big week, college scouts on hand, see that young lady, and that's when things, I would imagine, can snowball very quickly.
Yeah, families, what we find is families that have their values in check, their priorities in check, even if it comes on very quickly, they can manage it very well because they're organized in what's important for their student athlete and what their values are, what's important in terms of where they go to school. It's the parents that aren't prepared and that are caught off guard that really struggle and get influences from unverified sources. Student athletes make poor choices, and at the end of the day, we know this is the most important decision you're going to make besides who you end up deciding to live the rest of your life with. So we always say that it's, college is really like a 40-year decision. You make that decision, who you end up meeting in college, they end up becoming lifelong friends. It's a big decision, lays the foundation for your career when you go and graduate from college. So we know at onesoftball.com, we really empathize with the parents because we know there's a lot that falls on them.
So I'm a parent of an 11-year-old softball player in the Houston area, and the joke is she hasn't committed yet? ? So when did this advance earlier? Can you mark a time frame going back when it started to be the 14-year-olds more so than the 15 and 16-year-olds became the focus of so many coaches?
Well, the good news is we've grown so fast, and across the country, we now have great development throughout the country. When you have more teams, more opportunities, more people trying to keep up and get ahead. So what happened is the wheels started to spin faster and faster until we actually start to create a conversation around the verbal, because that's what is really creating the pressure, is the verbal, which has no legal standing in the recruit process, but it definitely is what's turning this big wheel that we call recruiting today.
Because it's exciting. I mean, we're in this situation because there's a lot of opportunities that have been created for these athletes, so it's such a good, positive thing. But like you said, I think the important thing is getting it organized, getting it in line, and just trying to catch up with the process so it doesn't take over what's most important, and that's the girls on the field and having a good time and playing the game and taking care of that aspect.
And parents, don't look left, don't look right. Just, your child emotionally, her academically, her athletically, and stay focused on what her needs are. And when it comes time for a decision, pick the school where you're going to be happy whether you play softball or not. That's a great indicator for a student athlete that if I never was able to play softball, would I want to be at this institution and get my degree from this institution?
So I think that's great advice. And you think of comparing apples and oranges, men's basketball where coaches change every 2 or 3 years, it may not be quite as dramatic in softball, but you better be happy where you're going with that institution rather than a particular coach. And there's a liner to left for out number 2 as Quintanopoulos is retired. But you're right, pick the school that you'd be happy and comfortable going to.
Exactly, and what we're trying to do, we're just trying to guide parents. We don't want to tell parents what to do. We just want to tell them the smart questions to ask when it comes to picking a travel team, picking a path to college. What are the criteria? What are the checklists that you need to have? So that's our goal there, is just to be giving guide rails to parents and to players and to coaches in this great journey and this great game of softball. It's just a great game. What I love about this game is you can weigh 190 pounds. As a 14-year-old, you can weigh 90 pounds, and you can make it to the top. You can be just a fleet-footed slapper, or you could be literally that catcher that's going to block everything that's coming in. And that's what I love about this game. It doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care how big or small you are. We take everybody. If you've got the skill and the efficiency, you can play this game and be successful at it.
Good way to wrap. But before I let you go, tell me about Amanda Freed. You got a quick story on Amanda?
Just probably the most athletic, academically sound. She was an honor student every quarter at UCLA and one of our most successful. So
Wow.
when it comes to bragging, Amanda Freed's a name that comes up very quickly. So I'm always indebted to Amanda Freed.
Coach.
Come on. I never loved you as much as I love you now.
Lifelong coach.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. A nice hug. Thanks, Sue, and one softball. Thanks for your time.
Nice to meet you, Brad. Thank you.
You want to know the secret to victory? Fail to make the varsity team.
Start your career as a walk-on. Take a perfect team and blow a perfect season.
Spend 108 years as a lovable loser.
Be on the wrong side of the biggest upset in your sport.
You really want to know the secret to victory?
Heartbreak for Matt Ryan, who is in utter disbelief.
Defeat.
Make defeat your fuel.
What makes a Thunderbolt? They pitch faster, hit farther, run quicker, go harder. They bring home championships and build relationships. They never quit and strive to push through any obstacle that may come their way. For themselves, for each other, for their future. Because it's not about the game, it's about the girls. Visit us online to learn more about how you can become a Thunderbolt.
Hashtag what? Hashtag what? Hashtag what? Make some noise!
Sure, it's a nice day to be out on the water doing some fishing. Instead, we're going to play some softball. Why not? Here in Irvine, game 3 of 4. The 14U Premier National Championship game, and a good game going with the Batbusters from Orange County leading the Texas Dirt Divas 1-0. And nice to have your former coach up joining us in the
She's
booth.
so much fun. One of my favorites. You know, that's another reason you go to these schools where you largely choose where you want to go based on, you know, who you're going to be playing for the next, 4 to 5 years. And a lot of these athletes are coming in very early, so they're hoping that coach is going to be there. They might not be, and if that's the case, then you do want to choose a school where you're going to be happy without softball, with softball. But there are so many options out there. Just keep your eyes open and open to the idea of going anywhere, really.
I think that's the greatest advice. You're talking about 14, 15-year-olds that have already committed. There's so much time left even before they get on campus. Not sure what the conversation is here before the inning gets underway. Is there a health concern? If everything's all right. Cassie Bird ready to begin the bottom of the second inning. And Debo back in the circle. So J.D. Chandler, who's coaching third base, looks like he's all right. Bird will punch one to the right side. Delgado able to make the play. And retire Bird for out number 1 here in the second. I want to see Bird on the mound. She says she throws the second hardest in the country at around 70 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Saw her back. See if she's in the circle at some point. Here's Colazo facing Ange DeVoe. Dirt Divas catcher. Sydney at a Georgetown High School in the Austin area. daughter of Jennifer and David. Talk about these young ladies being great athletes. How about the fact that she's 5th in her class of 514 students at Georgetown High School?
So many academic athletes.
Committed to Baylor is Cavazos, and that one got her. Hit by a pitch with one gone in the second inning. Amanda Carden is going to come on and run for the catcher. Carden out of Dayton High School. Kaylee Milliken steps in and takes one way high for a ball.
This Dirt Divas lineup has a lot of power 1 through 9. It also says they've got a lot of speed, so we'll see some aggression on the base paths. There's that hard dirt again.
Foul ball off the bat of Kaylee Milliken from Splendora High School in the Texas area, facing Ange DeVoe, the left-hander for the Batbusters. Milliken committed to La Tech. Chops one foul wide to third. She simply says that school best fits me, and that's kind of part of the discussion we've had in the last half inning.
That was the whole discussion.
Right. I sold it a little bit short. It was the entire discussion. She's a big Jenny Finch fan. Right now she's trying to kickstart this bottom of the second inning. After a hit batter. Little bloop and foul. Ground! What an effort! Kutsuyanopoulos laid out and made the catch. And when you have to say that name fast, you're in trouble, but let's just watch it again.
We'll call Julia lays it out, and that ball is so close to hitting the dirt. I haven't seen an effort like this, and we've seen some diving efforts today, but this one is an all-out, just, phenomenal catch.
She's unfazed to first base as Katelyn Dalton steps in.
No, I love the effort on a ball like that, that in the big picture of the game, maybe it doesn't matter, but it could. A drop ball like that gives that hitter another opportunity, and that could be the difference in a ball game.
Dutton will wave and miss on a pitch down in the dirt. I got to see this one more time.
And it wasn't that hard of a foul ball. It didn't have a lot of height, but Kutsuyanopoulos was on her horse from the get-go. There was no way she was letting that drop.
It's quite the game of back and forth I had with her before the game. So say your name again. Assistant Kutsuyanopoulos. I'm still not sure I got it right, but she made a great play. And a strikeout to Dutton ends the inning. So that was the play of the game so far. We go to the third, 1-0 Batbusters. Batbusters lead the Dirt Divas 1-0 through 2 innings in the 14 Pre-U Premier Championship game. Let's take you back to last Friday for the All-American game, Amanda, held right here in Irvine.
Well, the last of 5 games last week to cap off the first week of PGF, the best of the best, the East versus the West. Converged on the field, and the East came out victorious, but these are a group of athletes that will go on next year and make impacts on their respective college teams. All of them committed to top-level schools, and they played just a tremendous game. It's always one of the highlights. That was the second year that PGF has put on that All-American game. But one of the highlights of the week is finishing with that and really just celebrating those athletes who have put their heart and soul into this game and are leaving this travel ball journey and onto their collegiate careers next season. And it was really just a fun afternoon.
Special indeed to see so many young ladies who we will see and hear from at the next level for a number of years and maybe even beyond college. But to have them in one spot at one time here in beautiful California. Dirt Divas have taken the field here in the top of the third. The Batbusters. Got to be the two best names so far, right, in this championship Saturday? 1-0. Batbusters with the lead, and we're back to the top of the lineup. And Tiari Jennings. And just watching play yesterday, every once in a while, a player with their athleticism will just jump out at you. And certainly for me, Jennings was it. There was a ball Amanda hit off the end of the bat to her, and she didn't quite read it right, so it bounced, played the bare hand, fired across the diamond, made the play, and it was a wow moment.
Yeah, you love it when an athlete just plays off of instincts. And you can take as many reps as possible, but there's always going to be those off plays where you just have to fly by the seat of your pants.
That's the best word, instincts. There's an appeal at first, no swing for Jennings. Sometimes a player will make a great play, but it's another thing to put yourself in position to have the athleticism just display itself when you have to hurry to make a play, whether it's a barehanded effort, a quick throw, a diving play. And of course, she's gone 17 for 39 with the bat this week as well. There's some teams that went days without 17 combined hits. That's why she's going to Oklahoma. Here on display at PGF, Jennings has a cousin that's playing softball at University of Santa Barbara. Another cousin that's playing college football at Tulsa, so quite an athletic family. She went down on strikes, went down looking in the first. Looks at a strike here over the inside corner. So Jennings, the leadoff hitter, facing Casey West, leading off the third inning. High in the air to left. Cortez will retire Jennings. One gone, third inning.
I thought Jennings got a good piece of her barrel on that pitch for where it was located. Pretty tight inside.
Cortez thrilled with the catch, one gone for Hanna Delgado. She's participated in the PGF for the last 3 years. And a 4.0 student all throughout her academic career. Having a big tournament here in California, trying to get on here in the third inning after she bounced out to second base in the first. Ground ball by the mound and under the glove of Hagler in the center for a base hit. So Delgado with her 14th hit this weekend.
And Delgado doesn't get all of it, a little bit off the handle, but underneath Hagler's glove at second. And I think even if Hagler had got her glove on the dirt and picked that, I think it still would have been a very tough play. Getting Delgado at first base still would have gone down as a hit.
I think you're right. Here's Brito. Elisa Brito singled with two gone in the first, and she would score. To this point, the game's only run. And the future Oregon Duck takes one a little bit high. So Casey West gave up the run in the first. That's it. Rip foul wide to third. Brito singled into left field back in that first inning. Talking about scoring 7 runs and knocking in 10 so far in this tournament. An important 3-hole hitter for Coach Mark Campbell. A little bit high, 2-1. Taking off is Delgado, and she'll slide in safely with the stolen base. As the pitch missed to send the count to 3-1, but now a runner in scoring position.
Delgado kind of snuck over to second base. It didn't look like anybody noticed she was going until it was too late. A little bit of a reactionary throw for Colazzos behind the plate. I didn't hear much communication on the field or from the dugout, which is usually what you hear. Something audible when that runner's stealing, but Delgado stands up over there at second easily.
She caught everybody by surprise. A hitter's count of 3-1 pitch. Hit in the air. Left center field and deep. Goodbye. Brito with a 2-run bomb. And the Batbusters have a 3-0 lead. Third home run of the tournament for Elisa Brito.
And Brito's got a lot of pop in that bat. Look at her weight back, and then she just unleashes. Look at that follow through with her barrel. That's got to feel good. Listen to that sound off the bat.
To me, Amanda, the load was scary.
Yeah, everything about that swing was just textbook. There was a quiet load, and then
watch how far she brings these hands back if we get this side angle, and she really draws that power.
And I think important in that also is what she does with her front side is she puts that leg down and kind of like an anchor, and then she's able to whip that bat through. She's not leaning too much forward, but that load and then the power through, just incredible for, I don't want to say for a player of her size, but she's not a very big player, but she's able to generate a lot of power.
Puny had a single back in the first inning. Zeta's had 28 at-bats this week. Oklahoma commit. She had a cousin that played softball at Oregon State, but right now Casey West, she got Jennings to fly out to left to start the inning before the single, and the 2-run homer by Brito. A long mound meeting after that home run. Now facing the cleanup hitter in Puny. And it's 2-0. This is our 14U premier PGF National Championship game from Irvine. Batbusters have played 11 games to get to this point. This their 12th. 2-0 pitch called a strike. Amanda, there was a time yesterday the SoCal Choppers looked like they were in a pretty good position to get to this point. The Batbusters had to go through them twice and were able to do so, holding them to a total of 2 runs in the 2 games.
Which is unheard of for a team like the Choppers, and I think you're right. I think sometimes when you...
That one ripped, and it's going to get near the fence. It's cut off by Cortez. Puny's going to try for 2, and she's in safely with a slide.
You know, sometimes you get these teams, they fall into the loser's bracket and they just gain momentum as the day goes on. They get a lot of reps and then they build that confidence, and you figure, hey, why not? We're in this semifinal game. Let's knock them off a couple times, and we've got 1 game tomorrow, and I think that's exactly what the Batbusters did. But Puny just so much power in her swing, and then she takes second base, catches, I think Earl's a little bit off guard if cutting that ball, not thinking she's going to go to second base because that ball didn't hit the fence.
Thought as well, by cutting that ball off, it was going to be maybe a long single. Ended up being a double. Here's your crowd, and of course having a local team certainly helps with the Batbusters and their enthusiasm. The fans cheering and singing and dancing between almost every batter. But a lot of these teams that played here this week maybe sticking around hoping that they'd be in the championship game, coming out today to see what the championship Saturday is all about. But it also prompts a pitching change here in the 3rd inning. The Dirt Divas will remove Casey West Coach Chandler making his change. Looks like Katelyn Dutton, who was at first base. The fans up there in the berm. Good day to spread out a blanket as well. Enjoy some softball here in Irvine. Dutton out of Barbers Hill High School. Going to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. She'll be an Islander. She says it's a cool campus. Well, it should be. It's on an island. Right off the Gulf of Mexico. But she inherits a little difficult situation here because the Batbusters have come out swinging it in this third inning.
Dutton's able to mix a couple of different planes and inside-outside with curve screw. Just about every pitch, but she does have an off-speed curve and that changeup as well. So if those two pitches can complement her faster stuff, I think she has an opportunity to get herself out of this big inning.
Looked like West went out to right field. Davis moves from right to first. They switched just at the last second before Morgan Smith steps in. Good pitch for a strike to Morgan. So Dutton, who was at first, now in the circle. That pitch had some nasty break.
That's that off-speed curve. I don't feel like we saw a lot of off-speed from Casey West when she was in there. So, you know, when you throw hard, and look at how much of a number that does when you pull the trigger on those off-speed pitches. Gets these hitters off their front foot.
Lifted to left. Should be playable and is for out number 2. Cortez with the grab. So Dutton retires the first hitter she faces. Now it's the catcher, Camille Marin, who struck out back in the second. There's that pitch again, the tails away. Marin would not chase. If Dutton's able to escape with only the 2 runs scoring on the home run from Brito, might be a pick-me-up of sorts because Puny had the double. She was there with 1 gone before the pitching change. It's a 3-0 game. All 6 hits in this game belong to the Batbusters, but keep the Divas in this one. And another strike.
I think this is a good time to change pitchers. I think Dutton's a good option in the circle right now to follow West, who'd been hammering hard inside, and now Dutton has that nice soft away pitch.
Another hit batter. So Marin, the catcher, will wear that one. And there's 2 runners on.
And that was another off-speed pitch. It looked like a curve. It might have just been a straight changeup, but if it was an off-speed curve, got away from her off the inside part, and Marin standing in, not trying to avoid this at all. In fact, giving it a little oops with the knee over the plate. Ooh, and that.
So Lily Martinez will run at first base for the catcher, Marin. Two on, 2 out, and 2 in this inning. The batter is Mitchell. And Naya walked back in the second. 11 for 28 with 9 runs this week.
It's a nice down and in location.
Got Mitchell almost jump out after that one. A little bit out. First time ever in a PGF event for Mitchell, and she's having a good one. Dutton on in relief here in the 3rd inning. In the air to center and playable. Chandler's got it to end the inning, but 2 runs scored, 2 are left. The Batbusters off to a good start here in beautiful Southern California. It's a 3-0 lead over the Dirt Divas.
Premier Girls Fast Pitch, the leader in elite fast pitch softball events worldwide, is now here for all of your equipment and apparel needs. PGF Sporting Goods is based on each individual, using the best equipment to help them achieve their goals, giving every team, coach, and player equal opportunity to get the best name brand pricing. Rawlings, Mizuno, New Balance, DeMarini, Easton, Louisville Slugger, and more. Visit our store in beautiful Huntington Beach, California, next to PGF National Headquarters, or visit us on the web at www.pgfsportinggoods.com. PGF Sporting Goods, because the best of the best athletes need the best of the best equipment.
Dirt Divas, they still have some smiles on their faces, but they have some work to do, down 3-0 as they get ready to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. Had 2 base runners on a walk and a hit by pitch, but Ange Debo, Amanda, is one of those pitchers you look at, certainly diminutive in stature and size. We'll see Montana Fouts a little bit later on, the complete opposite as far as a tall, strong-looking pitcher, but Debo just keeps getting outs.
Yeah, I love what she's bringing out there in the circle, some change of speeds, and I love that she works both sides of the plate. And that one was very close to being a strike. I'm not sure how far off that was, but hovering right around the strike zone, but remaining unpredictable.
It's been a good observation. Gone out and in. Here's Casey Hagler, the second baseman. That's a strike. Hagler pulls the bat back, laces one to left, but what a great break in right by Brito. We've seen her with the bat. She anticipated that line drive, came charging in to make the catch of a well-hit ball.
And a really nice swing by Hagler. Shows that bunt for timing and then drives it into right field, but Brito right there. Perfectly played.
She's been the star so far. She scored 2 runs. She's knocked in 2 runs. Her team leads 3-0. Hannah Earls takes strike 1. Earls walked in the bottom of the 1st. Her coach, JD, is the one she says inspires her the most. Runs up, serves one to short. Tiari Jennings will make that play. 2 gone. One shortstop retires the other. Coach Chandler. His team trying to find that spark offensively.
And making good contact. Just now it's about finding the holes.
Here's Bailey Chandler. Right to second, Delgado's got it. 1, 2, 3 and done. Go the Dirt Divas. Debo, she just keeps on getting out. 3 complete, 3-0 Batbusters. The 14U Premier National Championship game, the Batbusters with a 3-0 lead over the Texas Dirt Divas, and their coach J.D. Chandler joins us. And Coach, what do you need to get going offensively to get some spark with those bats?
Well, they were smart. They brought in a slow thrower, and they know we've been seeing high-level pitching all week, so we got to let the ball travel. Got to let it get deep and quit swinging at bad pitches.
And speaking of change of pace in the circle, you went from Casey West, who's a little bit harder inside, to Katelyn Dutton, and she's been doing a good job using that off speed. What do you like about how she's complementing what West started with?
Well, you know, Casey West 65. Katelyn Dutton has 3 off-speed pitches, so they were overly aggressive with Casey West and pulling the ball a lot. So I figured I'd slow it down on them and see if we can't shut them down.
Coach Chandler, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, sir.
He's from Texas. He said, sir.
I like that.
Here we go to the 4th inning, 3-0 Batbusters. We saw Julia make a great play at first base, and now I've got a little bit of time to see if phonetically I can pronounce this right. Kutsoyanopoulos. Now, cut me some slack. There's 15 letters in this last name. Maybe we can put the graphic up, but there's a lot to spell out. She's going to put the ball in play quickly. Cavazos throw to first. Got her. Cavazos with a great throw.
No, this button was almost too perfectly placed. If it had been 6 to 12 inches further out in front of the plate, but so deadened that Cavazos was able to jump out and make that play. But how beautiful is that bunt out of the box? So fast was Kutsoyanopoulos and almost gets to first base. I love that bunt.
Emily Caceres, the left fielder, popped to third on her only at bat. Gets that off-speed look. Drops in for strike 1. Dutton got the final 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Works here in the 4th. That one's a little outside. It's 1-1. Dutton started at first base. High, it's 2 balls and a strike. Caceres able to get just a piece with a count 2-2. Batbusters got a run in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd on a home run from Brito. Well, the Dirt Divas still looking for their first hit. We're in the 4th inning here at Irvine. Great hosts over the last couple of weeks here on our championship Saturday. The wind will work that ball towards right center field, and tracking it down is Chandler for out number 2. Feels like the wind has picked up a bit, maybe swirling at times around this complex. See the flags to the right of the scoreboard moving quite a bit. Here's Jennings. Jennings so hot throughout this tournament, but 0 for 2 today. High fly to left, retired back in the 3rd inning. Caught off guard with that off-speed pitch for a strike. Jennings will hack and miss. Dutton ahead in the count, 1-2.
Well, Dutton has really done a good job mixing those speeds, and the 3 different speeds make it difficult to get your timing down in the box.
Feels like Jennings has just been a little bit off with that timing today. Keep in mind, playing 5 games yesterday, red hot. Right now, her coach, Mark Campbell, with a couple of words for her before she steps back in. Soft little flare by the mound. Hagler able to retire Jennings. A 1-2-3 inning for Dutton. Here in Irvine. In the 14U game, the Batbusters still up 3-0.
This is your calling card. The arc of your swing, the mark of your style. That touch you bring to the game that no one else can. It's got your signature in every little detail. Your specs, your colors, your name, one of a kind. So whether you choose the PXT for unmatched pop or the LXT for a perfect balance of power and feel, you'll stand out when you take the plate.
No matter the age of the girls I train, you can always tell the ones that may go far. It's in their eyes. It's in their focus. They know it doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Growth will come. You can see when they own that. When they decide that getting better is more important than their fear of failing. That's when their game changes. That's when everything changes. That's when these girls become unstoppable.
You want to know the secret to victory? Fail to make the varsity team.
Start your career as a walk-on. Take a perfect team and blow a perfect season.
Spent 108 years as a lovable loser.
Be on the wrong side of the biggest upset in your sport.
You really want to know the secret to victory?
Heartbreak for Matt Ryan, who is in utter disbelief.
Defeat. Yeah!
Make defeat your fuel.
Batbusters with a 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Their coach, Mark Campbell, joins us. Team off to a good start today. But, Coach, can you describe what yesterday was like for your team just to get to this point?
It was a grind. It was an early start and a late evening, but we had a pitcher in the circle, Amanda Ellis, who really stepped up and pitched 4 wonderful games. I mean, we really needed someone to do that, and she did a great job.
So what's the overall feeling of your team today with Debo in the circle? I mean, is there a sense of calm today coming in, or what was the conversation like knowing you had just this one game today?
I don't know if it's calm or fatigue or what. No, hopefully it's calm. No, Angie's a great pitcher. She's done it for us all year, so I expect good things from her.
Looks like she's ready to go. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
I like that, fatigue.
Fatigue.
Hey, you played loose, you're a little bit tired.
I think Debo was mad at us. She wanted to pitch. She'll be facing the heart of the lineup. Casey West, Jalen Davis, Cassie Bird for the Texas Dirt Divas. West fly to center, her only time in. And Debo just keeps pumping strikes. Casey West, she's inspired by her parents. They teach her that anything is possible and to never give up. Counts the ball and a strike to the pitcher and 3-hole hitter.
We've seen a lot of hitting pitchers.
We have.
In games today.
One thing about this Dirt Divas team, you think about the huge population bases in Texas and Houston and Dallas. I mean, they're from the outskirts. I mean, they're out in the country, so it's not as if they have thousands or hundreds of girls to choose from. You're seeing the best players from their area that have probably played together, I'm guessing, for a number of years.
Yeah, and that coupled with really good coaching and I mean, I've seen the name around and heard them, and they continue to get better every year, so it's really great to see the Dirt Divas here in this game. We're going to see them a ton in the future.
West would like to get on to start the bottom of the 4th. Debo, after getting the first pitch strike, missed on 4 straight, and that's a base runner. Coach Campbell just joined us. Now he'll make a quick visit out to the circle. We talked about fatigue. Again, this is their 12th game so far in this tournament. 10-1 entering play today. Dirt Divas won all 5 of their previous games.
Now, this tournament really is set up for you to be successful if you stay in that winner's bracket. I mean, when it gets down to the end, if you fall into that loser's bracket, it is a grind, like Coach Mark Campbell said. But this is what the kind of teams you want. You want the teams with the most guts out there on the field today.
Big chopper. Delgado comes to get it on the bounce and gets the play at first. Multiple times today we've said you've got to come get that big bounce, and Delgado did everything she could, not only to get there, but to make the throw across her body.
Yeah, throwing it on the run, and this is one of those high chops that we've seen. She eliminates that second hop, throws across her body, and Julia Kutsionopolis does a good job of recovering and hanging on to that throw, keeping her foot on the bag.
Ground ball up the middle. That's the first base hit. Cassie Bird has it, and West will be safe at the plate. The first hit produces the first run with a little drama at the dish, and let's hope West is okay after a slide around Marin. It looked like West was just about ready to be rung up. Let's see it again.
Yeah, I want to see what happens if the ball was dropped, but look at this though. I didn't think there was going to be a play at the plate.
She dropped it.
Just a slight drop of the ball, but that was an out. The tag, the ball comes out.
See the ball pop loose. What a great shot. So the walk and the first hit produces a run. Marin just about held on. Here's the other catcher, Sydney Calazos. Rolls one back to the mound and plays at third, but that's not the right one. Safe as Bird. A little bobble, and instead of taking the sure out at first, Debo went to third base.
Well, it's hard of a left-handed pitcher that's so open to her. You see that runner going, and you can't help but want to get that lead runner, but the play is at first.
Milliken will line one into right for a base hit, and we've got a one-run game. And here come the Dirt Divas, no hit through 3 innings. Couple of hits and 2 runs so far, and only 1 out.
And this is great contact on this first pitch, swinging, hovering over the plate, steadies down on that pitch on the outside corner. Drills it into right field for the RBI.
So Dutton, who started at first base, is now in the circle, now in the batter's box. That's a foul ball, even though it rolls out towards Debo. First real adversity that Debo has faced, certainly here today. Dutton having a conversation with her coach Chandler. Katelyn 1 for 7 with the bat so far in this tournament. Daughter of Cindy and John from Barbers Hill High School in Texas. Big swing. Batbusters fans, they've been in this game all game long, and now the Dirt Divas get going. The great crowd here. The energy level inside this stadium has ratcheted up a notch or two. 1-run game. 2-strike pitch off the corner. Debo didn't get the chase. California-Texas matchup. Batbusters from Orange County jumped out to a 3-0 lead. It's now a 3-2 game. Pretty good job by Marin to secure that ball that had some late movement on it. Not sure if she was crossed up or not.
I was thinking the same thing. I think that was an even better job because it looks like she may have been crossed up.
See her just tap her chest guard as if to say, my bad. And that one will go foul. Certainly the energy level for the Dirt Divas. You can hear them inside this beautiful complex here in Irvine. Manning Stadium. That fatigue was a factor for Coach Campbell no longer. We saw him top stepping it. Smash to short. Lead runner retired to third as Jennings with a heads-up play to retire Cavazos. Debo wasn't willing to take that out at first earlier, otherwise the sitting could be over. Right now she needs one more to maintain this lead. Casey Hagler, the number 9 batter, is in. Trying to turn this lineup over. Hagler lined to right, a well-hit ball that traveled directly to Brito in the 3rd inning. Big chopper to 3rd. And Puny with the throw across the diamond to end the inning. So the Dirt Divas get their first couple of hits, first couple of runs. We've got ourselves a ball game. It's a 3-2 Batbusters lead. We'll go for a ride and come back in the 5th inning. Got ourselves a ball game as we go to the 5th. Batbusters ready to hit, but their 3-0 lead down to a single run, 3-2. As we head into the 5th inning. Big crowd here today in Irvine at Manning Stadium. Talked about a lot of the coaches as well. Here not only today, but throughout the week, looking at some potential recruits or those that have already been signed. And one of those happens to be another national championship winner, Patty Gasso out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, Coach Gasso, fresh off of the 2017 national championship. Out here watching some of her recruits who she'll see in a few years. But this is where you want to see them play. It's fun to watch them all week long and follow them throughout the summer, but to be able to see how they compete on this type of a stage is a real indication on how they're going to be able to handle the stresses of college softball and the grind of that high-level competition that Oklahoma plays year after year.
It's a great point. Boomer, Sooner, you get a feeling for these young ladies when they get on campus in a couple of years or several years. They will have played in national championship games such as this. Hanna Delgado bats, preparing them for even bigger and better things. By the way, Delgado with 14 base hits this week herself, facing Dutton, who has done a nice job of settling this game down for the Dirt Divas. Part of the lineup, though, this inning. Speaking of hits, no! West, who started the game in the circle, tracked that one down, so Delgado made a bid for another, but she's retired. Ball was tagged.
Now right off the bat, this looked like it could potentially find the fence, driven into right field, but well played by West out there and right.
Here's Brito. She homered her last time in. She's knocked in 2 and scored a pair. Brito, a soft little pop-up, easy out. Davis to play, 2 gone. Soft contact and an easy out after the bomb she hit back in the 3rd. Dutton continues to get outs. Only 1 base runner against her, and that was a hit by pitch.
Now this is actually Pooney's the last one she'll see in this lineup before the second time through, but she's done a really great job of settling it. As you mentioned, using that off-speed pitch has really gone to her advantage.
Zeta has been a tough out, a single and a double. She has 2 of the 6 hits for the Batbusters. Another out here though, Amanda. If Dutton can retire Puny and then send this to the bottom of the 5th, you'll feel that momentum swing a bit. It was all going in the favor of the Batbusters earlier with a 3-0 lead, and the Dirt Divas without a base hit through 3 innings. This is the 14U Premier PGF National Championship game. We're in the 5th inning. Three for 3 is Zeta Puny. That's the first hit that Dutton has given up. But, well, she's been a tough out.
That's got to make Coach Gasso happy. She's an OU commit. But 3 for 3 and all in similar spots. Nice keeping her weight back. She's firm on the front side, gets her hands through, and is able to get a lot of power on that swing. Her head coach, her future head coach, working on.
Nothing like showing off with the future head coach. Here's Morgan Smith. She hit a huge homer yesterday to kind of put the SoCal Choppers away late in the contest. Took the life out of that team. She bats with 2 outs. She knocked in a run in the 1st that started the scoring. And the count 2 balls and a strike. Foul ball, but playable. Bird has got it. Inning over. A hit and a batter left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We've got a ball game. The Dirt Divas down a run to the Batbusters.
You want to know the secret to victory? Fail to make the varsity team.
Start your career as a walk-on. Take a perfect team and blow a perfect season.
Spend 108 years as a lovable loser.
Be on the wrong side of the biggest upset in your sport.
You really want to know the secret to victory?
Heartbreak for Matt Ryan, who is in utter disbelief.
Defeat.
Make defeat your fuel.
What makes a Thunderbolt? They pitch faster, hit farther, run quicker, go harder. They bring home championships and build relationships. They never quit and strive to push through any obstacle that may come their way, for themselves, for each other, for their future. Because it's not about the game, it's about the girls. Visit us online to learn more about how you can become a Thunderbolt.
It's the Batbusters with a 3-2 lead over the Texas Dirt Divas here at the PGF National Championship 14U. And just down the road at Huntington Beach, we got the Premier Performance Lab for PGF. Amanda, I need to get inside this facility.
You know, this is really a beautiful facility and a lot of high-tech equipment, and it's exciting to see that there are opportunities like this now. You know, we train constantly throughout the week, but to do it in a way that's so concentrated towards getting to that next level, that very elite level.
Bunt in front of the plate. No chance to get Hannah Earls. Marin got there quickly, but that ball was still bouncing and hard to grab before Earls reaches to start the bottom of the 5th. It gets back to what Coach Enquist was talking about, the training. I mean, it's not just your coach, it's your agility coach, your pitching coach, maybe a trainer in there as well. All working towards the same purpose of making you a better athlete, a better player. Another bunt. Quick throw to first after the spin from Debo retires Chandler, but Earls will advance to second base where she represents the tying run. 2 pitches, 2 bunts. The PGF 14U Premier National Championship game, and we've got a good one. First 2 games really weren't terribly close. We're a base hit away from being tied here. There's Casey West. West walked in the 4th inning and scored the first run on the first base hit. That roller foul wide of first base. And she hit a score in a play at the plate in which it looked like she was going to be out. Marin had the ball, tagged her in the helmet, and the ball just squirted loose.
Yeah, it's a tough play.
And Debo has been in there throughout, working here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's go back and take a look. This was in the 4th inning, a 3-0 lead when Bird had the first hit of the game.
Oh, it's so close, you know, not to nitpick, but because these athletes are so talented, you have to trust your glove. You know, that the hand in the glove, the 2-handed tag kind of got in the way a little bit. Trust your glove, let the glove surround the ball and make that tag.
Nothing but sunshine today in a tense portion of this game in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 to Casey West, the 3-hole hitter, with the speedy Hannah Earls in scoring position at second. Will it stay fair? Yes! Earls around third. She's going to tie the game. West isn't stopping at second. Into third with the dive. She's safe. We're tied at 3. Get him on, get him over, and then get him in with a triple just fair into the right field corner.
And this is so close to my heart because West is the starting pitcher in this game. She sees the opportunity to help herself out and hits that ball right down the right field line. That scores Earls, but then West is not stopping. You should have seen she turned it up a notch, rounding second base and then head first slide barely into third safe.
Once the ball hit fair, it took a right turn and went into foul ground, giving West a chance to get 3 bases. And Debo, who was working on a no-hitter into the 4th inning, will be replaced with a run in and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And here's Elish on the pitch. Take a look at her numbers, 4-0. And this is in 32 innings of work.
Well, Elish really came through big for the Batbusters yesterday when they had 5 straight games. She threw 3 consecutive, it might have been 4, but I saw her throw 3 consecutive games. And they were just riding her arm, and she really did a nice job.
Elish, yet another Oklahoma commit. So Patty Gasso, we had a shot of her earlier watching Puny get her 3rd base hit. Elish, I should say, not committed, hoping to play at Oklahoma, so she has a chance to impress here. Certainly her numbers with a 1.51 ERA through this tournament and all those innings, 32 plus. But she inherits the go-ahead run at 3rd base and only 1 out for the cleanup hitter Davis. One time a 3-0 lead, it is gone. It's a 3-3 contest. Davis is 0 for 2. Ball going to strike the count. Now it's 1-2.
This game has taken a very interesting turn. It was very heavy on the side of the Batbusters early in the game. All the momentum, and then you kind of felt the shift happening over an inning or so onto the Dirt Divas side.
Strikeout here from Ellis would be huge. Instead, it's a ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit, and it's an RBI. And scoring is West, and the Dirt Divas have run off 4 unanswered to take the lead. And the emotions from the girls from Texas in full display. Another 2-run inning, but they're not done here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, just a poke right up the middle, up over the glove of Delgado at 2nd base. That'll score the go-ahead run.
Here's Cassie Bird. When she batted last inning, the Dirt Divas had not recorded a hit in the game. And now they're up 4-3. She hit one back up the middle. Grounder to 3rd. Puny will go to 2nd. No chance for the double play, but Davis, the lead runner, retired. 2 gone. Sydney Calazos, the catcher. 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, facing Maddie Elish. On the relief of Debo here in the 5th. A little bit elevated for ball 1. Dirt Divas have been out hit 7-5. They lead 4-3. Boy, that was a tantalizing floater.
That makes her hard stuff look really quick. That had some good dip down on it right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Time called by Calazos. Two in and 2 out. Calazos able to get a piece. Elish looking for that final out. Another play for Puny. Sidearm hard throw to end the 5th, but the Dirt Divas get a pair of runs. First it was Casey West. She had the triple to plate at Hannah Earls. Then Davis got to base it up the middle to put her team ahead. Brand new game, 4-3. Dirt Divas in front. At one time, the Batbusters had a 3-0 lead. It's now the Texas Dirt Divas with a 4-3 advantage as this game heads into the 6th inning. It's our pleasure to welcome in Dan Hay, the CEO of PGF. And Dan, what a game for this 14U contest.
Awesome game. I figured the Batbusters were going to be favored here, and the Dirt Divas, is that their name? They are doing an excellent job. They've gone through this whole tournament undefeated, and it's great to have an out-of-state team come in and make an impact like this.
So much work goes into these events, not just the last couple of weeks, but certainly throughout the year. Do you get a chance at all to sit back and enjoy and watch these games once you get to a championship Saturday?
To be honest with you, we're just de-stressing right now. So it's been 14 straight days, as Amanda knows, that it's just crazy. It's just crazy trying to put on an event like this. We put 2 of them on in a row. It's close to 35 to 40,000 people that visit us and are part of this over the 2-week period. And Amanda being homegrown here, she sees what we do 6 to 8 weeks getting to this point. So it's about a 2-month non-stop stressful process that we go through.
Dan, can you talk about the growth of PGF, the way it's continued to get bigger and better each and every year?
Well, in the early stages, we were just trying to be relevant. And obviously, this is our 8th year now, and we really have nothing to prove to anybody anymore. We have the best national championships in the world, let alone the country. There is nothing else like it anywhere, and we're very proud of what we've accomplished, and we just continue to grow the brand and make this the greatest experience for these kids and these parents and these coaches that they can be. And I think we've set a new standard in this sport. Would you agree, Amanda?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you talk about an experience, and really that's what it's about for these families, is creating an experience around this awesome game. And it starts with the opening ceremonies. I mean, if you go out to those opening ceremonies, I attended them, and it is second to none. I mean, it is just, the festivities are from Jake Miller to the Polynesian dancing to Jenny Finch and Sue Inquist. And you know, talk about a little bit how that comes into play and how important that kind of an experience is as well.
Well, it was important for us not to have a traditional opening ceremonies where you just all come out on a football field and watch 2 guys parachute into center field and then introduce all the teams and all the umpires and trade pins afterwards. We do none of that. We, as you can see, it's a party, and we have some great speakers, great entertainment. The kids just have a blast, and it's for the families and the young ladies just to enjoy themselves and bond and have a good time and truly open up the whole week with a lot of festivities.
A lot of fun indeed as Mitchell steps in. Listening with Dan Hay here of PGF in this outstanding game in the top of the 6th inning. And Dan, it's not just what you guys do for these young ladies as far as providing them a showcase opportunity for these coaches, but you're also heavily involved with the John Wayne Cancer Institute. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's an organization that's very close to our hearts, and we've raised a little over $250,000 in the last 5 to 6 years that we have donated to the John Wayne Cancer Institute, and we've got a young lady in our own PGF family here by the name of Taylor Dawkins, who we featured on our All-American game, that is suffering with some liver cancer and a very serious disease, and our prayers are with her. She just started treatment today, and she's having a tough time with it up in, I believe she's up at UCLA or up in the Los Angeles area going through this treatment. But the John Wayne family, Patrick Wayne and Anita Wayne, the granddaughter and also the son of John Wayne, they're very supportive and very good close friends of ours, and we can't ask for any more support from them. So
outstanding work. A couple of quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning as Dan joins us. And there it is. You see the breast cancer awareness banner here at this beautiful complex in Irvine. Gorgeous weather and the best game we've had certainly today in this 4-3 game in the 6th inning. And Dutton has done a nice job in the circle trying to calm things down. And Dan, I just enjoy this Texas-California matchup back and forth between these 2 states that are so proud of their softball.
Well, in the early years of our formation, it was primarily California championships all the time. And as obviously last week, we had really 4 out of 4 out-of-area champions. One from Tennessee, one from Texas, one from Northern California, and one from Chicago. And even right now, we got a Texas team that is really giving the Orange County Batbusters all they can handle.
You think that shows how this game has really grown in the coaching and the talent and caliber of players all around this country?
Absolutely, and I would hope that PGF has something to do with that parity now that's throughout the country. We really wanted this to be a true national championship, not just a Southern California championship, and it is now. We've got over 450 teams that come into this championship each year, and these teams are from everywhere in the country. Last week we had a team from Guam and 5 Hawaii teams. Last week we got 3 Hawaii teams this week, and they're from New Jersey, Florida, the Midwest, you name it. They're represented from all over the United States.
All right, 400 plus teams. How many more can you guys keep adding each year?
Well, we've got some new facilities coming on next year, online next year. So I don't know. It's I believe another 50 to 100 teams we should be able to bring in next year and expand some of these age groups a bit.
That's a foul ball, so this inning will continue. Looked like Caceros was out, but Davis gloved that a little bit across the bag, and a foul ball.
You know, Brett, we're going to always keep our premier divisions with a limited number of teams in those championships. The coaches like it between the 64 to 75 range. In the old days, these national championships were 140 teams in one division. So when I talk about the expansion, we'll increase the teams in the 10s and 12s and in the platinum divisions and grow those areas. But these premier divisions here, there's already 64 to 75 teams. We want to keep that best of the best integrity of those divisions.
Well stated, because obviously when you get to this level, you know that you're going to be facing quality teams every single game. And if you get to this point, you've accomplished something, to say the least.
Well, in this tournament, you've got to be really good, but you got to have some luck too. There's teams that have played the best game of their entire year and still lose 1-0 when they walk off the field. That's how tough the competition is here.
We've seen that here in this game. The Batbusters led 3-0. Dirt Divas have come back to score 4 unanswered, but here we are in the 6th inning, and the crowd's starting to fire up their intensity as well. Caceros with a count of 1-2, a roller to second, and this will end the inning. Dan, thanks so much for your time, and best wishes. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. By the way, Brett, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Love it
You
here
too,
in California.
No matter the age of the girls I train, you can always tell the ones that may go far. It's in their eyes. It's in their focus. They know it doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Growth will come. You can see when they own that. When they decide that getting better is more important than their fear of failing. That's when their game changes. That's when everything changes. That's when these girls become unstoppable.
A building is only as strong as the foundation it's built upon. That's why family-owned Morris Shea has been providing deep foundation and earth retention systems throughout the United States and the Caribbean since 1969. From heavy industrial projects to bridges, schools, sports stadiums, and government buildings, we have the technical expertise to handle even the most geologically and environmentally challenging sites. Because at Morris Shea, we know there's nothing more important than a strong foundation. Visit us at morrisshea.com to see how we can help support your next project.
Everyone has insecurities, and it really is about what you choose to do with them. Insecurities don't have to define you, but they can create a story for you. There's a positive way to be fulfilled through female athletics. If I could do one thing, it would just be to give someone the inspiration, be able to be more than they ever thought they could be.
Celebration of softball here in Southern California. Nothing but sunshine. What a game here for our 14U Premier Contest. The Dirt Divas from Texas batting in the bottom of the 6th, hoping to add to their 1-run lead. Maddie Ellis back in the circle. Milliken will lead off. Up there hacking on the first pitch.
Ellis has been really effective with her changeup. She keeps the ball down, but it looks very similar to her drop ball, a pitch she throws well, quite a bit quicker than that changeup. But they look very similar. There it is again.
Feels like at times, Amanda, and I could be wrong on this, but you can even add and subtract with that changeup. Sometimes the difference between her fastball and her changeup seems significant.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Probably about 15 miles an hour. But the way it comes out of her hand, you can't identify it.
And she just carved up Milliken for the K. The way she hurdles her body towards the plate, I think that sells that changeup, because you better be ready when she comes down off that pitching rubber.
Oh, absolutely. The best changeups look exactly like every other pitch, and a lot of times you can sell it as a drop ball, but look at the dip down on this.
Here's Dutton. Dutton has done a great job in the circle. Now she's batting and over the top of that one. You could make an argument that Dutton, what she's done pitching, has been the real key for the Dirt Divas, even though they had a 2-run fourth and a 2-run fifth.
No, she's really quieted the Batbusters offense. And she's allowed that momentum to slowly shift back onto the side of her team.
That off-speed pitch is filthy. This isn't even fair right now.
There is so much drop way out in front of her front foot. Look at that back foot even comes up off of the ground, and she tries everything she can to keep her head on the ball.
It's one where you feel like you might be able to swing twice. Do you come back with it here, 1 and 2?
Why not? When you're going to hit her that far out in front on their front foot. Yeah, throw it a little bit lower.
Fastball instead, line to center, but there is Smith, 2 gone. Maybe caught too much of the play. Pretty good contact by Dutton. Batbusters hoping to get that final out and then have their final out. So get this game to the 7th inning. They're down a run after leading 3-0 early. Hagler's 0 for 2. Corners creeping in. The first one misses from Ellis. Two and 0. Nail biting time, I think, for Coach Campbell. Good pitch, strike called, 2 and 1. Two quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th. But Hagler batting 9th is way ahead in the count.
And the Batbusters in the top of the 7th are in a good position with their leadoff. Jennings coming up.
Base hit left field. Hit number 6 for the Dirt Divas. It'll turn the lineup over for Hannah Earls. Earls has walked. She's dropped down a bunt hit and scored a run. Ellis looking to end this inning. That should be an offer. Did you get that bat back in time?
Nobody's asking.
See it again.
It goes out and woo! That's awfully close.
Yes, it is. 2-0, and there's a bunt, but it's foul.
You take a look at where Earls is set up in the box. Her back foot is literally straddling that white chalk line close to the plate, almost outside the box. We've already seen today a call a foot out of the box at contact, and that took away a base hit, but it's hard to tell because there are no batter's box lines anymore. They're all kicked out.
They're long gone. Here's the 2-2. Should end the inning. Will end the inning. Down to their final 3 outs. The Batbusters have the top of the lineup due up, trailing 4-3. Go to the top of the 7th in our 14U Premier PGF National Championship game. At one time, the Orange County Batbusters had a 3-0 lead. They trail the Texas Dirt Divas 4-3 down to their final 3 outs. And they will have Tiari Jennings to lead off 0-3 despite just an incredible tournament. She's been held in check. Dutton in the circle starts her with strike 1.
Well, regardless of what this game has shown, this is exactly the position you want to be in this situation for the Batbusters, with the top of your order, your leader, leading off this inning.
Jennings, the Oklahoma commit, 17 hits entering play today, 11 runs batted in. Right now, she just wants to get on base any which way she can. Will this drop out in shallow right? West gets there to put it away. And a big first out. Coach Campbell talked about the exhaustion of winning 5 games yesterday. That adrenaline kicks in now. But it doesn't get any easier for Dutton. She has to face Hanna Delgado, who has singled and scored and had 14 hits this week. Dutton able to paint the corner. Hard hit, base hit. Delgado is on, representing the tying run. And she continues to put bat to ball, and good things have happened. Now the Batbuster faithful up on their feet.
And Delgado, 2 for 4 on the day, but she's made contact all day long and comes through with a big base hit when her team needs it. She represents that tying run. And now she's going to allow Puny to come to the plate as well, following Brito.
Brito hit a 2-run homer earlier, and if you dare to dream for the Batbusters, a 2-run homer here would win the game in the national championship, or at least put the team in front and give them a chance to win. Off the end of the bat, they're out of play.
We've seen a lot of that today, that off-speed curve that Dutton's throwing has gotten off the end of the bat for a lot of these Batbuster hitters. That's really been the difference in the game, has been the efficiency of Dutton's off-speed.
1 on, 1 out in the 7th inning. 2 strikes. Good job by Cavazos to smother that one to keep it from getting away. Dutton came on and got the final 2 outs in the 3rd inning. She relieved West. West has been busy and right. Tried to fire back to first for maybe a game-ending double play, but now the Batbusters are down to their final out. Amanda, talk about what you've seen out of Dutton since she's come on in relief and the job she's done.
I think she's just shown a ton of consistency in the circle. We haven't seen a ton of balls very far outside the zone. She's been using that off-speed pitch, her changeup. As we've mentioned, she's got the 3 different speeds, and it's the way that she's been able to use the 3 speeds that has really kept the Batbusters off balance.
It's up to Puny. All she's done is go 3 for 3 in the game, 2 singles and a double, trying to continue this contest. She has 3 of her team's 8 hits. Two balls and no strikes. You know, Puny's looking for something that she can drive and knock out of here. And Dutton is wisely keeping pitches out of her hitting zone, but now she's in danger of maybe putting her on base.
And I'm wondering if that's the intention right now. But then that answers my question. Because you think in your mind as a pitcher, sometimes it's not the worst case scenario to put a hitter like this on base. She's 3 for 3 and seeing this softball more like a beach ball.
Hitters count, 3-1 pitch. This could end the game. Quick toss to first. And the Dirt Divas out of Texas are the 14U Premier National Champion. Down 3-0, they rally and win it 4-3. And the girls from small town Texas come to Cali and win themselves a big old trophy at a national championship.
And you just got to hand it to the Dirt Divas for sticking it out and staying in this game despite the power that the Batbusters brought right off the bat. Top of the 1st inning, the Dirt Divas stuck around. They got it done in the circle. They came through in clutch situations at the plate, and they go home with that championship.
And the celebration just beginning for the Dirt Divas and Coach J.D. Chandler. And credit the job done by Dutton in relief. She came on with a runner at second, 1 out in the 3rd inning. Her team was being no-hit. They were trailing 3-0. She goes the remainder of the game and gives up 2 singles.
Yeah, I think the difference was Dutton in the circle. I think Casey West did a great job when she came in. She got the Batbusters spinning on that inside pitch, and that actually is what helped set up Dutton's off-speed. So it was getting the Barrows moving quick and then complementing it with Dutton's off-speed pitches. The combination of those two and then the clutch hitting performances by the Dirt Divas in the box is what made the difference in this ballgame.
Dirt Divas scored 2 in the 4th. They added 2 in the 5th after the Batbusters had that 3-0 lead, but 4 unanswered, and the Texas Dirt Divas are the 14U Premier PGF National Champions. 1 more game to go, the 16U Premier. But for Amanda Freed and our entire crew, I'm Brett Dolan. Our final score for the 14Us, the Dirt Divas 4 and the Batbusters 3.